Hey guys, what's up? Mana here and welcome back to the shop. I have been getting orders for the XR150L Supermoto wheels ever since I uploaded my first Supermoto build guide for that bike. And I would like to thank everyone who placed their trust on me and letting me build a set of wheels for their bike. It is an honor for me to have served your needs and I'm forever grateful for your support. Now, I admit that the previous video was very general in terms of information on what parts to use, and it lacked important details such as offsets, bearing sizes, and all the tiny things that you need to know if you're planning to do this mod yourself. So if you happen to be that person who wants to turn your XR150L into a supermoto, then grab a pen and paper because this is part 2 of the Honda XR150L Supermoto build guide. Okay, before I begin with all the details, I would like to share with you what's going on in the shop as of recording this. As you can see, my tiny shop is filled with motorcycles that needs work. Here's a brand new CRF150L that is currently in the process of being turned into a supermoto. This is owned by one of you guys actually. Now here is a 2020 CRF250L also turned into a supermoto. We are currently waiting for parts because this will be blinged out with a lot of accessories supplied by the owner. Then we have a Kawasaki KLX150S, which I will be talking about in a future video. And the Honda beside that is a Rebel 250 turned into a scrambler by the previous owner. And we have the VTX 1800. Yes, I have talked about this bike in the previous video, but for now it's here in the shop in need of TLC because we're busy with other bikes and barely have time to ride these days. Anyway, let's begin with the real purpose of this video. XR150L Supermoto parts in serious detail. Please take note, these are things I learned as I go along making these wheels. I might get a couple of things wrong here and there, so please bear with me. If you know better, feel free to put your inputs in the comment section below for others to know about. The main purpose of this video is to help others who want to do this conversion, may it be with the help of a professional or by themselves. Okay, for a start, let's talk about rim sizes. For the front, we need a 300 by 17 rim, and for the back, you could either go for a 3.5 by 17 or a 4.25 by 17 if you want that really wide tire look. For spokes, you will be needing a set of 185 millimeters for the front wheel. I highly recommend you use at least a 9-gauge set of spokes, or if you could find 8-gauge spokes, then so much the better. Take note, the front hub requires 36 spokes with a J-bend. For the rear wheel, we will need 2 different lengths. For the drum brake side, you need a 161 millimeter long spokes, and for the sprocket side, you need a 170 millimeter long set of spokes. Take note, the rear hub uses straight spokes. Now for the rim offsets, I have taken measurements for your reference. For the front wheel, the hubs has to be 2.75 centimeters inwards the rim. Take note, I'm taking this measurement on this side of the hub. The tire I recommend for the front is a 100 by 70/17, or you could use a 110/70/17. Now for the rear wheel, we basically have 2 rims to choose from. For the more practical setup of 3.5 by 17, the alignment is pretty easy. Just make sure the rim lines up with the lip of the drum in the brake side. Now tire size for this rim is 130 by 70/17. For the wider 4.25 by 17 rim, our reference point is the sprocket side of the hub, and the offset needs to be 2 centimeters. This puts the rim right in the middle of the swing arm but still gives you enough space to clear the chain and swing arm. Now the biggest tire I recommend for this rim is a 140 by 60/17. Now I admit this rear wheel setup is too big for the XR150, but if you want that wide tire look at the back, this is the one I highly recommend. Now if you happen to be using a set of brand new hubs that did not come with the right bearings and hub spacers, or you simply want to know what the required sizes are for your stock axles, please take note of these parts. For the front hub, you will need 2 6301 bearings and a spacer that measures 4.1 centimeters long. Take note, the diameter of the spacer must match the bearing's inner diameter. For the rear hub, you will need a 6203 bearing for the brake side and a 6303 for the sprocket side. As for the spacer inside the hub, it has to be 8.85 centimeters long, or exactly 3.5 inches. As for the hub seals, honestly, I did not pay much attention to those things, but here is a list of part numbers that one of you guys sent me for future reference. Now, you could order these tiny parts from your local Honda dealership, but if you want to save time and money, I highly recommend you contact a shop that specializes in bearings and oil seals. As for the hub spacers, you could make them yourself by cutting a piece of pipe to the exact length, or if you know a machinist who can make precise pieces for you, then that would be much better. So that concludes part 2 of our Honda XR150L Supermoto wheel guide. Again, if you have something to add to this video, leave your inputs in the comment section below. That's all I have for you today. Hope you found this helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Salamat!